Today we cruised the St. John River. As we started from our anchorage, it was still quite wide and it did come down into some narrower water. We passed a lot of just nice looking resort homes and summer homes and just riverfront homes. The water is quite brown here and it is a little brackish but more natural water than salt water. We passed the spot, the building with the blue roof called Corky Bell's Seafood at Gator Landing. It looked like a fun stop that would have been a great lunch had we not just had lunch. We arrived at the entrance to the Murphy Creek and decided to turn left and head on down as our friends Island Time were down on the creek and said it was lovely and there was plenty of room for us to anchor. We are turning into this very narrow, almost an oxbow bend in Murphy's Creek. This winds around. It's nice and narrow. It's beautiful. Lily pads. The water is very brown. I think I've got a picture I'll add to this. Back up in here is Island Time. If there's room, they say there is. We'll probably anchor near them and dinghy over to see them and meet them in person. Hoping to see some habitat wildlife back here. How deep are we? 16 feet. Surprising. We've gone around several bends by now, twisty turvies. This is so cool. This is our kind of exploring. I love this. Island Time should be around the corner. We have not seen any alligators, but around here they would be laying out on fallen trees that are down or flat areas. They can't lay in the lily pads, obviously. It's a pretty cool day, so we may not see any. But once we find our friends, we're going to drop the hook and then we will put the dinghy down in the water and go for a dinghy ride to see what we can find. This is so beautiful. That's a perfect picture right there. I love it. They picked a beautiful spot to hang out, that's for sure. Looks like we have a big nest up in that tree too. After we dropped the hook, I found myself drawn to the front to sit and enjoy the sunshine and the beautiful surroundings. I enjoy the variety of the trees and the growth and the familiar feeling of a river. John decided to fly the drone and he got it out and found himself hiding in the shade or trying to see as the sun was fairly bright. Here is some footage of the area. First is the anchorage where we are at with Island Time and Wild Goose, and you can see here in the next shot the part of the creek or river that we came through first as we curved around into the anchorage. After the drone, it was time to get the dinghy down. We had to put the davit back up and load it off the top of the boat, and and there sits the dinghy in the water. We went for a nice little ride. We went over to the Island Time and met our new friends, Bruce and Michelle, and we had a nice visit sitting in the dinghy and talking to them. They are from North Dakota, Fargo area, North Dakota, and they trailered that boat to launch it in the Mississippi. We had a nice dinghy ride, explored around the Anchorage area, but we did not see any wildlife yet. But we did have a lovely evening.